Welcome back to the John and Linetia Show.
What'd you do over the weekend, John?
Saw a movie, War Horse.
Oh, that Spielberg film. How was it?
No. Not War Horse, War Whores. Hot new porno.
Oh, brother.
See, there's these four sisters.
Okay, no. I've had enough. Thank you. I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the other thing, it's very exciting. Spring training has come, and, God, you know...
It's baseball season.
Baseball season's coming up, and, you know, baseball season equals summer. It equals warm months. Equals spending time in the cellar if you're the Cubs and Sox.
Right.
The thing that really just kind of keeps bugging me, I'm born and raised in Chicago.
Right.
I'm a North Sider.
Right.
North Sider, I'm supposed to be a Cub fan,
Right.
The thing is, now, granted, I am more of a Cub fan than a Sox fan, but I would look at it as probably like 51%, 49%.
Okay.
I don't hate the Sox.
Okay.
And it really bugs me, these people who are like, well, if you're a Cub fan, you have to hate the Sox. If you're a Sox fan, you have to hate the Cubs.
Right.
Bull crap.
Yes.
Okay? When I was growing up, in the late 70s, I remember my best friend's dad, he was more of a Sox fan than a Cubs fan. So the first games that I ever went to were Sox games.
Right.
And we'd usually go to like the Saturday night games and then stay, for the fireworks after the Saturday night home games. Or was it Friday home games? No, I think it was Saturday home games.
Okay.
And I loved it. And I liked a lot of the Sox at the time. I was a big Chet Lemon fan. And I was a Cubs fan. And then the Cubs, my favorite player came to the Cubs, Dave Kingman. And, that was great. Now, for about 5 years, I lived elsewhere. I lived in the Southwest. I lived in Albuquerque and then in San Antonio, Texas. Think about those two cities. Albuquerque, college town, no pro teams. San Antonio, the only pro team is the Spurs, is basketball. Right. And I'm not a basketball fan, okay? But, I think Chicago baseball fans are spoiled because they've got two teams to pick from, and for whatever reason, they've decided they need to pick one of the two teams, and then they need to hate the other team. And it bugs me because you go to a place like Albuquerque, you got no teams to pick from, okay?
Right.
And Albuquerque was, when the Rockies finally, were formed, now you can root for the Rockies. In San Antonio, basically you had to decide between, do I want to be an Astros fan or a Rangers fan? I think Dallas has more of an influence in San Antonio, but the key is neither of those teams were in the city, okay?
Right.
So you think about Chicago baseball fans, to me, they don't, they're spoiled in that we have two teams.
We have two teams.
They're in two different leagues. Okay, now granted, with interleague play, they're playing each other occasionally, sometimes frequently.
Which is an exciting game.
And that's fine. But a lot of people that I know also, for whatever reason, might have like, I'm a Cubs fan. And, I also like the Yankees. Wait a minute. Wait a freaking minute here. Okay, I'm a Sox fan, but I also like the Brewers.
Right.
Excuse me?
Right.
What is wrong? Okay, if you're a Cubs fan and you hate the Sox, you forfeit the right to like any other team. If you can't like the team in the other league who really isn't in this, he was not in the same league or division, National League or Central Division as the Cubs, why would you hate the Sox? Who cares? Okay? Now, granted, you get to the World Series, they may play each other in the postseason, but they're, other than, the games during the season, I have no idea. I just don't get where this mentality came up. Because when I was growing up, you were a Cubs fan or you were a Sox fan, but there was no, you really bitterly had to hate the other team.
Right. Well, even around when it's time for football season, I've heard so many people say, I hate the Bears, but I love Green Bay. What in the world?
Oh, that is insane.
Aren't you from here?
Who's saying
I
that
know.
here?
I hear it all the time.
You
I
give me
see
their
it.
names,
I
and I'm
hear
going to
it
get a
all the
crew
time.
over there to kick
And
their asses.
I've heard so many people say, I haven't liked the Bears since '85. And it's like, are you kidding me? You're from this town. You're supposed to be behind your teams.
Yeah.
Regardless.
All right. Well, here's the thing. When it comes to like, maybe I dislike the Bears, it's one thing. I get it. I mean, I didn't like the Bears for a while after they fired Ditka, and they had that horrible coaches. Wannstedt. Dick Duran. They had somebody else there who was horrible too. I mean, come on. These guys were bad. They should never be head coaches. Okay.
I didn't hate the team.
You know what? I had a hard time. You're right. I didn't hate them, and I sure as hell didn't go to their rival, the Packers.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I mean, I don't like the Cubs, so I'm gonna all of a sudden root for the Reds. I mean, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, the point here is that we've got two baseball teams in the city. We should all enjoy both of them.
Yeah.
Splitting the city in half makes no sense when you damn well can go to any other city that has no pro sports or no baseball team, and you've got no teams. I mean, we're lucky, between us and New York and Los Angeles and the Bay Area. I mean, two teams. How cool is that?
And the places that don't have teams, they just hook on to anyone.
Well, yeah, you have to.
And they're just like, I love the Bears. I'm like, really? You like the Bears? But you live over here. Really?
Yeah.
Well, so at Chicago, I assume. It's going to be some type of bitter rivalry.
Well, and it's just, you got to, I think you can stretch your entertainment dollar. Yeah. And you can handle both of the sports teams.
Speaking of entertainment dollar, speaking of that, man, we know that the prices at the movie theater for popcorn and jujubes and whatever you want to buy is pretty expensive, right?
Yeah, shrimp.
I mean, shrimp? No, I don't get that at the theater.
No?
But the one around my house does sell White Castles.
Oh, God.
4 of them for $8. I'm like, really? $8? What? Okay.
If a movie theater ran a dollar store, everything inside would be $8.
Pretty much.
Ooh, it's the Lowe's dollar store. Everything is $6.50.
It's $6.99. But I saw the story that I just couldn't believe, where this man in Wisconsin is actually suing the AMC theater.
Cheesehead.
Speaking of Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
Well, this guy said, the price at the theater are just too expensive, and he wants his money back. Yes, and I'm like, good luck with that, bro. I mean, if you have an issue with going to a movie theater, just don't go. Or just go to the theater, go to the matinee, and don't buy anything.
There's a reason why they post prices, so that when you actually order something, you're not compelled to pay whatever they tell you to pay.
You make a choice, right? So, you make a choice.
That's bizarre.
So this dude here, he has a class action lawsuit against his local AMC theater.
Okay. He's just trolling.
Unbelievable.
Trolling for money. He's in Wisconsin, probably somewhere along the line had a massive head injury.
I shouldn't have laughed at that. That's terrible.
I saw a statistic. I think it was like a good 83% of people in Wisconsin head injuries, massive head injuries.
I didn't see that. You're going to have to show that to me.
I'll find it somewhere.
But also, this the craziest thing, and I didn't realize that this was something that was okay at this theater. This guy claims that he's used to bringing his own snacks and drinks in there. I was like, who's going to admit to that?
I don't know any theater that openly tells you to go right ahead and do it.
Let's go ahead. Why don't you just go by your local Walgreens, your local Rite Aid, your local, Osco or CVS.
Right.
Go over there, pick up some 3 for 99 cent M&Ms.
Frank's Fish Market.
Frank's
bring your own crab.
Market. You know what? I was in the theater one time. I saw someone eating Wendy's right in front of us.
Huh? There you go.
I was like, wow.
I've seen the signs. No outside food or drink. You know what it is? This guy, went to the theater, head injury and all, brought his food.
Terrible.
They made him not bring his food
Right.
in. He wanted it. He was like, no, I've desperately got to see Ghost Rider 2. and so he goes in and decides, I need some food, and so he was just pissed that they caught him trying to bring in outside food or drink.
Everybody knows you're gonna pay at the theater.
Yeah.
This is not new. So I don't get it. He's gonna lose.
I would say so, and all I got to say is those foam cheesehead things that Wisconsinites wears. I'm telling you, it's because most of them suffer from head injuries.
You're terrible. You're terrible. Anyway, the John and Linetia show would like to thank Teeny Weeny Dolls. Did you see that, John? We have a new sponsor.
Yeah, I did.
Teeny Weeny Dolls. They're so small and they're so cute. They are teeny weeny dolls. Pick them up wherever dolls are sold.
You're listening to the John and Linetia Show.